What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 96, I do believe, and today we have the Europa League final with West Bromwich Albion against the French side Lille. So when the table decides to load, I'll show you how we got here. Yeah, we got the Europa League final against Lille. They beat Monaco on away goals. They scored 2, Monaco scored 1 in an all-French semi-final. We beat Atletico Madrid 3-0 on aggregate over the 2 legs. So yeah, we're into the Europa League final, and hopefully we are going to win our second trophy of the season, and hopefully our second of 3 trophies, because of course we're still going for the Premier League as well. Of course, in the next episode you are going to see the final day of the Premier League. We've got the game against Southampton. I am so excited. We could finally win the Premier League for the first time this season, and we got to make sure we match Chelsea's result on that day. They've got Spurs at home, we've got Southampton away, so that's going to be a one-game special. That'll be in the next episode, so look forward to that. So before that, we've got the Europa League final, and if we can make it, 3 trophies this year, I've already said it'll be an obscure treble, really. Capital One Cup, Europa League and Premier League, but it will still be pretty incredible. But regardless, I just want to make sure we win at least 2 trophies, and winning the Europa League would be good, because of course we haven't won a European trophy yet either. We've... oh man, I was going to put them both in classic kits. Now I remember this white versus white. We haven't won a European trophy yet. We've had only 2 seasons in Europe, obviously, but it's still no European trophy for us yet, and I want to fix that as soon as possible. So hopefully we can do that in this episode, and we can get our first European trophy, and then we can really start to kick on, because of course next year we qualify for the Champions League. If we stay here, whoops, need to put it in 8 minutes, don't I? If we do stay here in West Brom, we'll have the Champions League next year, hopefully a Premier League under our belt as well, and that'll be really good. So going to have to make a couple of changes because of fitness reasons. Obviously the Europa League gets played in a midweek, and that means that the players... If I play my usual first 11, we won't have them ready for the Southampton game, or not a lot of them. So who should I drop out of the side? I don't really feel the need to make too many changes. Walker's got really high stamina. Henderson and Malumbu are good for stamina. Niang and Lacazette should be able to start together. Berahino's obviously out injured now to the rest of the season. So I think I'll put Vitinha on the bench, Roberts on the bench, put more fresh faces on the bench. But other than that, I think we can just stick with this side as it is, really. I don't really feel the need to make too many changes. The only worry is these 2 CMs will not be able to play against Southampton. We need at least one of them, really. So I think I might play Vitinha ahead of Malumbu. So Malumbu can play against Southampton guaranteed. And yeah, I think that'll do. Let's go ahead and change this to a 4-4-2 diamond wide, and we'll go with this squad. This is the worry about us for this year in career mode. It really has been. We've had so many games where we've had to make change after change after change because the players just aren't fit enough, and it really does suck, because I guess it's my fault for being a right trigger abuser, but even so, it's still kind of annoying. Did I just show this? I'll show it again anyway. It's still kind of annoying knowing that not everyone is going to be fully fit when we need them. This is one of the biggest games of the year, the Europa League final, and we're going to have to make some changes for it. But anyway, as it is episode number 96, we are closing in on 100 episodes of career mode, and I want to say thank you very much for all the support on this series so far. Now obviously, as the series goes on, viewers drop off, engagement gets a lot less engaged, and the subscribers don't find the series as enjoyable as they previously used to. Now that happens all the time, and obviously there's not much I can do about that other than just keep on going with what I do and trying to make the series as enjoyable as possible. But I know there's still a lot of you that really enjoy this series, are still watching every single episode, and that means a huge amount to me. So if you can leave a like to show support on this series, then please do so. It really does help my channel out. Whenever I ask for likes, it's not arbitrary, it's not there for show. It genuinely does encourage me to keep on uploading and to keep going, and of course it does help my channel grow as well. It does help people sort of find the videos a lot more frequently if there's more engagement, so more comments and likes on the video. So if you can leave a like, then please do so. And of course, as we are closing on episode 100, I will tell you that episode 100 is going to be a special video. As per usual, I do special videos for finals or one-game specials, or when we reach 50 or 100 in a series. And episode 100, I've already got a really, really good episode planned, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. That's all I can say. I don't know how well it's going to go down. I haven't really done anything like this before. Well, I kind of have, but not in a whole episode. So all I can say is I hope it does well. But if it doesn't, then there you go. I mean, I'm still not too sure if I'm going to follow through with this idea, because it is going to be quite hard to execute, but we'll have to wait and see. Still, all I want to say is I've got an episode planned for episode 100, which is going to be a special one. Hopefully you'll enjoy it regardless. Anyway, as this is a live commentary, I get my questions from Twitter. We do Q&As in finals, do them live. And thank you very much to everyone that's asked me questions. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at @DocLanders. Highly recommended. You guys can get involved in the videos, make some signings, and go ahead and ask some questions for live commentaries. Got loads of questions, and again, some of the questions today were really, really good, guys, so thank you for that. But as per usual, I can't answer all of them. I've got so many, and there's no way I'm ever going to get around to them all. But I favourite a few, and all I'm going to do is see if I can get as many out as possible. And we'll see how we can get through them all. I'm going to try my best to answer at least 15. That's a lot. But that's what I'm going to aim for anyway. But still, Europa League final against Lille, live Q&A, playing at the Emirates. Just noticed that. Wow, how did I not pick up on that when I was going through the pre-match game? And here's hoping we can go ahead and win this final. That'll be 2 trophies out of 2. Come on, look at Lacazette. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Straight away, son. Body feint. Body feint. Oh, still Lacazette. No, okay, never mind. Okay, next question comes from, Craig Graham, 94, and he says, who do you think will win the NBA championship this season? I think it's going to be the Spurs again, I really do. No teams have really convinced me this season. I mean, I've been watching the Raptors play quite a bit. I don't know why, but I've really enjoyed watching them play. Obviously, DeRozan picked up an injury a few nights ago, but I've been watching the Raptors play, and they've got off to a really good start, but no team has really looked that convincing this season, and I just believe that the Spurs are going to have too much quality again, and they'll go ahead and win it, which is kind of boring to see the same teams always in the finals and going for the championships, but I think the Spurs will do it, and I think they'll win the finals, and there you go. Next question comes from Daniel Lamb, and he says, how do you get the right balance between realism and enjoyment in career modes? I thought it's a really odd question, because as I mentioned many times, career mode, I don't play for realism, and I never, ever have. And it always makes me feel really weird when I read comments from people saying, oh, Docs isn't going to sign that player because... Oh, it's over the bar. Docs ain't going to sign that player because he plays the game for realism. And it's like, no, I don't. I don't play for realism. Of course I don't. I mean, seriously, West Bromwich Albion had a chance to win the Premier League title this year. And I'm not going to say that's, never ever going to happen. But we're 3 years in from the season that you guys are watching in real life. That's not going to happen in a 3-year period of time. At least I certainly don't think so. Millwall became the greatest side in the world in my last career mode in last year. And as much as I love my club, I can't see that ever happening. So I don't know why people always say that I play for realism. At the end of the day, if there are people that do play for realism, and that's totally fine. I respect that if you want to play that way, that's cool. But for me, I just like having fun. I like signing the best players and just completely revamping a squad. And realism for me just completely goes out the window. I really don't care about it at all. So that question always, those sort of comments always surprise me. But to answer your question, the right balance for me is just having fun in career mode. Like, realism never comes into my mind whatsoever. Next question comes from Crocsblade27, and he says, will you do an Ultimate Team series in FIFA 15? If so, which one? I don't have any Ultimate Team content planned. I started off this season this year for FIFA 15, and I did plan to run an Ultimate Team series alongside a career mode series. But I mentioned on Twitter a few times, and I mentioned a couple of times on my channel as well, I just haven't been enjoying Ultimate Team this year. I tried a couple of different series ideas. I tried one where we'd build a new squad, basically every 10 episodes, just get a hell of a lot of variety. I tried a series which I won't mention because I might run it in the future, but I basically built loads and loads of different squads around one player, and that could have been fun, but I just didn't really enjoy the first few episodes that I made of it, so I just completely scrapped it. So, was that a penalty? Nah, it was a good challenge. So, I haven't really been enjoying it. I make videos every now and then if I'm going to start a new series, and I look at them and I watch the videos and I wonder whether they're going to be good enough for the whole series, because you can't just judge a series on the first few episodes. You have to think about how the series is going to do after 50 episodes for someone like me, because I run long series. And great save. So I watched a few of my Ultimate Team series this year, and I watched them back and I just thought, these aren't very good at all. I mean, they might be good at the start, people might enjoy them, but I think they'll get tedious really, really quickly. and that's why I just didn't really continue with it, because I'm not enjoying the game mode, and when I'm not enjoying the game, you guys won't be enjoying the videos, you know. So yeah, I've got no plans for any Ultimate Team stuff right now. I might do a series later on in the future, maybe sometime in, like, I don't know, February, March time, when I need to start getting ideas for a new series, but for the time being, it's just not really something I'm too worried about, because I just don't really feel comfortable playing the game, and I'm not really enjoying it. So there you go. God almighty, they are passing the ball like no other team right now. And they're just passing it around the edge of the area. Can I get the ball off them, please? That's the shot. That's wide the post. Dear oh dear, I hate it when the AI teams do that on Legendary, because you can never get the ball off them. You don't want to lunge in and commit a silly challenge, it's really annoying. Anyway, this question comes from Colton Cole, who I didn't realise watched my videos. But he said, you said before that your dad and brother support United, but you support Millwall. Why is that? The reason I support Millwall, yet my dad and brother support United, is because when my dad's family were growing up, my dad's family is quite big, and when they were growing up, they were basically living a few minutes walk away from the old Den, so the old Millwall Stadium, and most of the family, you know, were into football, but they didn't really have a team. But Millwall was the sort of the local side they would just go and watch. But my dad, to his credit, you know, obviously I know when you think about Manchester United fans, everyone always says the same joke. Oh, I guess you're based in London then, lol, because that's really, really funny. And obviously my dad was based in London and supported United. But to be fair to my dad, he's always supported Manchester United. But Millwall was always the local team, you know. And my brother just sort of took on supporting United from my dad. And I used to sort of support United as a kid. You know, when you're a kid, I was no exception to this rule. When you're a kid, you've got like 30 different teams, but you're not really supporting anyone. You know, you always seem to claim ownership to every single team when you're like 6, 7 years old. But I didn't really have a team to follow or support. I just kind of liked Manchester United. I kind of liked Rangers as well, because of my uncle being Scottish and supporting Rangers all his life. But I never really had a team. Then I just sort of, you know, found out about more of my dad's sort of family life when he was growing up, but obviously just being really local to the stadium, and I thought Millwall could be a good team. And obviously my dad's been to the old stadium many times, so I thought they could be good for me, and I just started supporting them. And it was just, again, it was like family ties, really, you know, to support them, but not exactly, if you know what I mean, sort of individual as well. So it's kind of a weird one for me, but yeah, I support Millwall, and I'm the only one in the family that really does. But that's totally fine for me, because I'm used to being on my own. But no, I love my club. I've supported them for many years since I was a kid, and I never really plan to change that. It's a really good chance. Let's drill that in. Good chance. Oh man, and I scored a skill shot in the final. That would have been brilliant. Blocked though, and it's cleared away. Still, not really too many clear-cut chances in this first half. I mean, it's been pretty subpar, in all honesty. There's been a couple here and there, but haven't really got myself inside a lot, and Lille's passing has been really good, but hopefully I can break them down in the second half. I mean, there weren't really too many clear-cut chances in the whole game, to be fair, and we won that one by 3-2, so there's always a second half to play, even if this one doesn't get as exciting as possible. Brooklyn says, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would you be doing now? I asked myself this question quite a bit, you know, I really don't know. I used to have a job whilst I was doing YouTube. I do individual bits of work whilst I'm still doing YouTube as well to help pay bills, but I'm not working full time whilst I'm on YouTube. It's not my full-time job, but it is something that takes up most of the time during my day. I still have another sort of mixed job, you could call it that. I sort of just, well, it's kind of hard to explain really. It's like freelance work, really. But what I'll be doing if I didn't do YouTube at all, I think I probably would basically just be working somewhere, like in an office, doing really basic admin work, and just getting bored out of my mind day by day, you know. I don't really know. Like, I don't really have the skills to do anything elaborate or eccentric as a job. I'm not exactly stupid, but I didn't get the best qualifications in school, and I never went to university or college. So yeah, I'd probably just be doing really basic administration, data entry work. If not that, I'd probably be doing something manual labourish, you know, or maybe working in Tesco or something. Nothing too exciting anyway. And that's why I'm just so glad that I've been able to make YouTube, although not a full-time job, what I call a part-time job, and that's really good for me. Next question comes from Ollie, or otherwise known as the Flex Master, otherwise known as Banana11 Crazy. That's probably how you know him. And he says, do you think FIFA will ever get a fall in popularity just like COD, or is football too big of a thing to disappear? Wow, almost threw up there, Jesus. Do I think football's too big of a thing to disappear on YouTube for FIFA? I don't really know. Like, it's funny when it's kind of hard to talk about this being from the YouTuber's perspective, but you guys, Nepenthez, for example, is a really good example. Nepenthez gets a lot of hate, and I never really understand why exactly, but Nep gets a lot of hate, and I often watch his videos where he's, sometimes doing question and answer videos himself, and one of the common questions he gets is, what are you going to do when YouTube ends? And he did a really good video on it, actually, and if I can find it, I'll show you it. But he did a really good video where he basically addressed that comment, or addressed that question, and said, why do you think YouTube is going to end, And I watched that video and I was like, I agree, I can't really understand why so many people, and I guess if you're not on YouTube, it's totally fine not to understand, but I don't understand why so many people seem to just believe that one day YouTube is going to just implode and you're not going to be able to upload videos for money anymore, or it's not going to have the same effect anymore. I don't really know why people think that. A YouTuber's salary is getting, it goes up progressively in terms of the views you get, and most YouTubers grow year by year, so I don't really know why people seem to think that. I know it's not the question you asked, but I just wanted to address that because I get that question a bit sometimes. I never really know how to answer it really. But yeah, do I think FIFA will fall off on its own? Because obviously the COD community is not the same anymore. I don't really see that happening, and I know that's kind of naive to just assume that it's always going to be there and FIFA is always going to be dominant in terms of what a YouTuber can upload to get views. But even if FIFA did sort of just drop off, Pez and Konami are starting to make much better games. This year's Pez, actually my GFX designer at Money GFX, he spoke to me the other day on Twitter and he said, this year's Pez is really good. Wow, not a single shot on target in the first half. I've had a 90% pass accuracy in the first half. That is very unlike me. My GFX designer said that this year's Pez is really good and a lot better than it used to be. And if FIFA did ever just fall off the wagon and, YouTubers need to start uploading a different game, I'm confident that Pez would fill that gap, I really am. And that's saying something, because obviously Pez is often ridiculed by a lot of people. So to think that Pez, oh wow, he sent him off! Double booking for Rooks, or Ruse, how you pronounce it, I think it's just Ruse, isn't it? Nolan Ruse sent off. Wow, double booking. Dear oh dear, why on earth are you going to ground there? There is no need for that, man, seriously. Is it a booking? Well, he did come in from behind, but even so, that is a stupid challenge. But it's odd to think that, because Pez is so often ridiculed, but I'm actually confident that if FIFA did fall off the wagon and wasn't getting the views anymore, then I'm confident that Pez would fill that gap. So yeah, I don't really feel the worry and the pressure that some people would assume that I should have uploading videos for money, because I always feel confident that there's going to be people watching my content, no matter what game mode I put up. But no, for the time being anyway, I think it'll be fine. I actually don't believe that Pez is anywhere near FIFA right now, even though a few people have said that the game is coming back and Konami are making better games. I still think they're a long way off FIFA, and particularly with the licensing. I mean, if you're someone like me, playing with North London Red, or London Blue or Manchester Blue or whatever, I'm sorry, but that just does not fill me with any kind of enjoyment factor whatsoever. Having to create your own kits, unlicensed stuff, I'm sorry, but that just is not for me. But maybe that's because I'm a snob, I don't know. Anyway, next question comes from, well, I'll get to it in a minute. But I'm really annoyed now because they're down to 10 men, but I know what they're going to do is they're going to start to play a bit more defensive, and they're going to find it hard to break through into the box. Anyway, next question comes from Brandon, and he says, what are your plans for next year on YouTube and in life in general? Also, love your content, and I'm a long-term sub. Thank you very much, I really appreciate that. Plans for YouTube really is just to keep on going at a steady, keep on getting more subscribers at a steady rate as we are right now. At the moment we're was that a goal kick? I thought it was a corner. Right now we're progressing quite nicely. The subscribers are coming in at a really steady rate. It's not inconsistent, and 1 week I'm getting 10,000 and the next I'm losing 5,000 or whatever. It's a really nice steady progression of subscribers coming in, and that is awesome, obviously. And I just want to keep on going with that. I don't really have too many plans. I mentioned this once before on YouTube. I'm not someone who sets myself loads and loads of different goals and just goes to hit them. Oh, get in the Yang, and Yama with a bit of a lackluster dive there, and it's the big man for the big occasion as per usual. Niang getting the goal, fantastic. It was coming, obviously. Once they went down to 10 men, we were going to be deciding the ascendancy, but even so, bit of lack of judgment from Niema there coming out for that, but still, well done Niang. See, I don't really set myself goals on YouTube, so I'm not going to sit there and tell you that in the next year I want to hit 100k or anything, but so long as the subscribers keep on coming at a steady rate, And that's all I really want, and I just want to keep the subscribers happy as well. I want to make sure that everyone still enjoys my content. I hate the idea of churning out videos and people just not enjoying them. So yeah, hopefully I can match both of those, and that is basically my plans for next year on YouTube, as they always are really. But there you go. Still good to get a 1-0 lead now, and the worry is I'm going to throw it away straight away, as I so often do. But should be a lot more comfortable in possession now as well. The fact that I had a 90% pass accuracy in the first half was, obviously unlike me, and that should really help me now just play a lot better, because obviously I've got the extra man advantage. I can work the ball around a bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to I always choose the wrong one. I'm going to switch to a possession style of play now, and I'm not going to go defensive just yet, because I can see Lille coming through, but I don't want to go defensive too early and just sit back and invite pressure. But we'll try and pass the ball around a bit better, make sure that no one just runs into obnoxious space, and we'll just get a good feel for the ball now. I think I might make a couple of subs as well to make sure people are ready for the game on is it Sunday, for the Southampton game. And there you go. Come on, keep running, son, keep running. There we go. Nice. Come on, Coutinho. Good chance here. Good chance. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, that's such a poor pass. Still in charge. No, okay, it's away. Okay, next question comes from, where are we? Gavin, and he says, any tips for people who are having a hard time in life? It's hard for me to answer this question, because obviously I am myself, but I always suggest to people that just keeping on going and just pushing on is all you really can do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I understand or I know what you're going through or so on and so forth, because it's so cliche and it's so goddamn frustrating to hear. But the only thing I can really advise, and I never like advising, is just to keep on going. Seriously, just keep your head in the game and keep trying. Never give up. Just keep pushing on, and hopefully you'll get to a stage in your life. You'll get to where you want to be. I know it's hard. I know it's bleak, and sometimes you feel like that is impossible. But the only thing you can do is just keep on trying. That's all you really can do. And hopefully, my thoughts are with you, and I hope that things do improve, and that's all I can really say, I'm afraid. But yeah, just keep pushing, keep trying, and do everything you can to keep your head in the game. Anyway, it's a good chance on a break here. Come on, Niang. Come on, Niang. Come on, Niang. Savanier on the overlap. Savanier, let's cross that ball into Lacazette. That's a great ball, and it's headed away. Next question comes from S, and he says, who should win the Ballon d'Or? I think Ronaldo's going to win it. I would love to see Neuer win it, I really would, as a massive Neuer fanboy, and of course as a former goalkeeper myself, amateur level. I'd love to see Neuer win it, but no, I think it's going to be Ronaldo, and deservedly so as well. The guy over the past 2 years, for the past few years he's been a machine, obviously, but over the past couple of years he's had the fact that Ronaldo has had a drastic improvement over the past couple of years shows just how hard he's worked and how incredible his form's been. He was absolutely amazing even back at Manchester United, and now he's got to a level which is just even better than at least I thought he could ever get to, which is, in my opinion, definitely up there as one of the greatest of all time. So yeah, Ronaldo, without doubt, in my opinion, should win it, and I think he will as well. So there you go. And the next question comes from the 12th man, and he says, what do you think of the Dortmund and Liverpool fall, and do you think they'll come back? I don't watch the Bundesliga, but I have noticed that Dortmund are in the bottom 3 right now. I think they actually are bottom of the table, which is just crazy. I don't know what on earth's going on there. Of course, I know they lost Lewandowski in the summer to Bayern, but they've still got some really class players. I think Royce is currently injured right now, which obviously hurts. So they've still got some really class players. Weidenfeller, Hummels, and obviously Mkhitaryan is a decent player as well. So I don't really know why they've fallen so badly. If anyone can actually let me know, that would be interesting, because I don't really know why they've been so bad of late. But yeah, it's interesting to see just how bad they've fallen. As for Liverpool, well, I think a lot of people did predict that. Last year was, by a lot of their fans' own admissions, was a bit of an overachievement, which, let's be honest, it was. To come so close to the Premier League title, and unfortunately for them, they didn't win it. This year, without Suarez and not really replacing him, just spending a lot of money on players who really unproven, to be fair. A lot of them are anyway. Oh, the post. Wow, they almost scored, Jesus. That wasn't really the best of ideas. I don't really know why Rodgers did that. I think he knows, that's a poor ball. He knows, what a great ball, actually. He knows, or at least he should have known, that he needed a world-class player to replace one of the best in the world, like Suarez is. So, yeah, that was odd why Brendan Rodgers didn't do more in the transfer market. But I'm confident they'll both start to pick up better form in the second half of the season. Obviously, I don't really know too much about the Bundesliga or Dortmund in particular, so I can't really talk too much about them. But as for Liverpool, of course, when Sturridge gets back, and I feel very sorry for Daniel Sturridge. When he gets back, I think Liverpool look a bit better of a team. And I think they'll do a bit better in January onwards. But for the time being, they've got to weather this storm really. And I disagree with some of the fans saying that Brendan Rodgers should be sacked as well. I don't believe that myself really. I think that he made some mistakes in the transfer market. No one's going to deny that. But I still think he's a very, very good tactician, and I think he should stay as Liverpool manager. Anyway, next question comes from OK Man or Manuel, and he says, "Who is your favourite hip hop and rap artist, and what is your favourite album ever?" I don't really know what I would answer that question with, because as much as I like rap and hip-hop as a genre, I don't really have one particular rapper that I favour over others. Obviously Eminem is definitely someone I love, and even though he's nowhere near as good as he used to be, back in the good old days if you will, he's still an awesome rapper. But definitely Eminem up there, and possibly Jay-Z. I like Jay-Z, but I'd also say Drake as well, because I really like Drake, even though not all of his music would appeal to me. He's obviously a really good rapper. Oh my god, had Patrick Roberts scored from a header, that would have been something to talk about. What is he, like 5'7"? Jesus, I can't believe he won that header. But I like Drake as well, and I know it's going to be quite embarrassing, but I'd say Drake just because he's the rapper I listen to most. Jack says, would you rather Millwall be a watch? Would you rather watch Millwall be a sit back then counter attack team or a possession starter team? I really don't care so long as they get the results. It's good to play pretty football. It's good to look good whilst you're winning games. But the most important thing is winning games. So, yeah, I don't really mind what type of football they play so long as they win the games. And of course, this year we haven't done that. But no, it's not really that bothered for me. How well they play the game so long as they get the wins. And there you go. And Phoenix Rising says, I know you say you don't get much free time, but do you have a favourite game that isn't FIFA? Crossing fingers that it isn't COD. Well, unfortunately for you, I would probably say COD is the second type of game that I play more often than not. Football Manager, of course, I run an FM series a few weeks ago. Of course, it ended during last week, actually. Why did I say a few weeks ago? It ended last week. And that was always fun for me. That was the second game for me to play. But COD and FM really are the two type of games I play if I ever get the time, which is very, very rare anyway. And I've got to make sure I defend this now. Can't throw it away in stoppage time. That's out of the way. Come on the break. Great chance on the break here. Ings, stay onside, and Ichibi's onside. This has got to be the game. Super sub, Victor and Ichibi scores the goal. 2-0. Europa League finals ours. And it just had to be an Ichibi. Super sub scoring in the final. Typical. Still, West Brom 2, Lille 0. Fans are going to celebrate in front of the goal, which scored by an Ichibi, and it's 2-0. Really composed finish there. I think that was Nigeria versus Nigeria there, wasn't it? An Ichibi via Nyema on the 1-on-1. Really cool finish, and that is going to be our game. So 2-0, final score, and yeah, that should be the game. Well, it has to be now, can't throw it away. Funny thing is, I've conceded so many 90th minute goals in this season, and in this series in particular, I wouldn't have been surprised to do it again. I think that is definitely something which a lot of people have noticed as well this year on FIFA. So many 90-minute goals get scored, both conceded and scored. You score and concede as well. So many 90-minute goals, and I would not have been surprised to have conceded one. So it's funny to actually scored one instead. But still, glad to win our first European trophy. So that is our second trophy of the season, and of course we've got the Southampton game on the Sunday in the game. Of course, that'll be a one-game special in the next episode. So hopefully that'll be 3 trophies won. Of course, all we have to do on the final day in the Premier League is match Chelsea's result. So if they lose, then we can lose and still win the title as long as we don't lose by too many goals. If they draw, we have to draw or win, and if they win, we have to win. So basically the final day of the Premier League is just going to be match what Chelsea do, and we'll win the title. So I think we can do that. I think so. We'll be the favourites going into the final day anyway. Of course, they've got Spurs. That's first versus third, so that'll be a difficult game for them. And Southampton away will be quite difficult too, but I still feel as though we'll have the bigger advantage going into the final day. So hopefully we can make it 3 trophies out of 3. But at least we know that we've got 2. At least we got a double. For the first time in the series, we got a double. And if we do ever go ahead and leave West Bromwich Albion, at least we can say we didn't leave them without getting them a European trophy and a couple of other trophies as well. So, there's so many other questions to answer here, but I'm not going to get through to them all. So I'll just answer one, and I'll let you guys answer this question as well, so you guys can comment and let me know what you would want for Christmas, because Nathan Cole has just asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I don't really have anything I want at all. World peace and an end to world hunger. How about that? I don't really have anything that I really want for Christmas. But if you guys could let me know in the comments, what do you want for Christmas? What are you hoping that Santa has in his sleigh for you? And yeah, what would you like to see for Christmas? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to read your answers, and yeah, let me know. So that is going to be the end of the episode, and we have one Europa League final. Absolutely delighted about that, really am. I feel as though we deserved it as well. I mean, once they went down to 10 men early on in the second half, it was going to be quite routine for us. They didn't really do anything in the second half, did they? But I felt we deserved that. Oh, I didn't hit the post, obviously, but I felt as though we deserved that. The Europa League's ours, and now we are going to go for the Premier League in the next episode. That'll be a one-game special where, again, we just need to match Chelsea's result or better it. So that is going to end the episode, so thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. That is much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And don't forget to comment, tell me what you want for Christmas. I'd like to hear your answers, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon, which will of course be that one game special, the final day of the Premier League against Southampton.